HBO Documentary Films president Sheila Nevins is considered one of the most influential people in her field. Talking about you, Sheila. The award-winning filmmaker has produced more than 1,000 documentaries for HBO. They include The Jinx, Jim, The James Foley Story, and When the Levees Broke. Her films have touched on subjects like war, child beauty pageants, Scientology, and Alzheimer's. Her productions have earned her 26, thank you very much, Academy Awards. After being behind the camera for more than 3 decades, Nevins now has a collection of short stories, essays, and poetry. It's called You Don't Look Your Age and Other Fairy Tales. Sheila, we welcome you to the table.
Thank you.
I think this is one of my favorite chapters. It's called Gliding Gracefully into Gravity, and you don't seem to be gliding so gracefully into gravity. You talk very candidly about having a facelift. Getting older isn't something you're looking forward to.
Yeah, so like.
But it's better than the alternative, Sheila. And look at you.
I didn't say it wasn't better than the alternative. I'm
look at you.
upholstered. I'm reupholstered. I didn't say that I hadn't glided gracefully.
No, but you said it's hard.
Well, it is. Don't you think it's hard?
I don't. No, I think when you look the way you do,
you're a real person. I'm somewhat artificial.
Too.
No,
okay.
I'm not.
Okay.
Look at all the rouge and look at all the stuff I have on.
But at 56, you felt the need to have a facelift. I'm fascinated by that.
56 was a long time ago. Why did I feel compelled? Because I'm a superficial person with deep feelings about continuing to work. And I didn't want to give up. It's harder for women than men.
Yeah.
I didn't want to walk into a room and look like somebody's grandmother. So I submitted to the culture that told me that young was in. Is that bad of me?
No, I do not think it's bad. No judgment.
Thank you.
No judgment. No judgment.
Just a quick note, the two of us did a big conversation on my PBS show. The response was amazing.
Me too, Charlie, to you.
And so the point was how this message that's coming out of here is somehow touching people that they're responding.
Because women have to lie about how old they are. They have to pretend. That's why we do all the horrible things we do to ourselves. You know, we submit to surgery. And I'm a victim and a victor simultaneously. I mean, I can fool you. Do I look my age? Of course not. How could I? It's like a couch that was sitting there a long time. It's comfortable, it's smart, it's good. Can't get one like it. Can't get me again. So you might as well reupholster me.
You are one of the most stunning, sassy, successful women I know. Really.
You don't go out much.
See, I love it. But, you know, and just because, you know, for people who don't know Sheila Nevins, then you've been under a rock. But, I mean, you have had the most incredible documentary run at HBO. What have you learned about what makes a good documentary, the people that make a good documentary?
I think that the people say something they might not have said to someone else.
Right.
That there's a secret inside everybody. And if you can be sincerely interested in the answer, you can get the secret. If you're artificial, well, you guys know that better than I do. Yeah. But if you're artificially interested, if you are reading off a call card, a card of some kind, if you really look that person in the eye and you say, you're really not afraid of aging?
Yeah.
You really get an answer.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking my eyes off you.
But when you first started with documentary, Sheila, they said, oh, we'll give it to you because nobody really watches it. And you took that and ran with it.
Well, I mean,
there was a method to your madness in how you came up with your documentaries by looking at what's going on in the real world.
Yes. But I mean, I think I got documentaries because they were cheap and because they were fast to make. And I didn't really know. I thought a documentary was going to be Winston Churchill, the Second World War, Hitler. And then I realized people were not watching those docus and other people could do. So I stole from movies.
Like?
So if Jaws, well, you just had that horrifying shark there. If Jaws was doing well, I did a documentary about sharks. If Bob and Ted and Carol and Alice was doing well, I did a documentary about swinging.
You know what it seems like now, Sheila, is that documentaries are now looking at the news, for example.
Yes.
And here we have Oliver Stone doing a 4-part documentary, which includes lots of interviews with Vladimir Putin on Showtime.
Right. What's the point?
The point is that you said, you know, you were looking at what was topical and not necessarily new.
Putin is as hot as anybody you can get at any shark. He's out there with those teeth. That is a great idea for popular documentary.
But documentaries are hot today.
Yeah, they're
really
hot.
are.
They really are hot.
Yeah, so
yeah.
see, you are ahead of yourself. But I like, I want to talk about go back to your book for a second.
Did you
because
buy
I think
it
this
yet?
is really important.
Did you get a free copy, or is that it?
I've had gotten 2 free copies.
What difference does it make?
Yeah.
I want to be a success.
Sheila,
wanna
you are a success.
Oh, okay, I feel
But let
better.
me ask you, let me just say something that's about one
Yeah.
of the, I thought, most poignant chapters was about your mother, because your mother was an amputee.
Yes.
You tell a story about eating at a restaurant, and her stump was exposed, and people in the restaurant said, hey, cover that up, we're eating. And you got embarrassed and apologized and left the restaurant, and you got in the car and you started crying because you thought, I should have spoken up. And it's almost like that was a jumping point for you to speak up now. You were embarrassed that you did not defend your mother, you said.
It was a long time ago.
I remember that.
I'm embarrassed if I don't tell the truth.
Yeah.
As a result of that, because I apologized to this woman who said, ladies, put that arm away. And it was amputated up to here, and it was too heavy to put under the counter, and it didn't have an elbow, so it was hard to rest it. And so it was like hanging.
Yeah.
And this woman was rude, and I was embarrassed about my mother, and I don't want to be embarrassed ever again for saying what's real. I mean, I'm not embarrassed about truth. I'm really not. You can talk to me about my face, like you can talk about anything.
Well, maybe that's the lesson of this book.
Yeah.
Be true to your own self, and be true in terms of your relationship to the rest of the world.
And also to aging. It is. It just is. There's less ahead than behind. Have you used the
That's
behind well enough? I knew I could scare you.
Well, that's, I don't like to think about that.
Yeah.
But the point is, if you think about it, then every moment becomes much more precious to you,
Good point.
because there are few moments.
Yeah.
So it's precious to be here. It's precious to tell the truth. It's precious to have someone come over to you and say, thank you for saying
That.
old is hard.
Yeah.
You know, thank you for still working. Thank you for
Sheila.
telling the truth.
Thank you, Sheila.
Thank you, Sheila.
Is that it? Am I gone?
The time is out.
Time is up.
We
Thank
didn't
you.
talk to you. You got to read, if you're out there, one of the essays about 10 rules of advice for women in a male-dominated workplace. It's brilliant.
You talk
Thank
about sleeping with the boss, Sheila.
And now my time is up.
Yes.
This
know.
can't be a
That's
great
a great
show.
tease.
There's something wrong with this show.
Okay.
And that was 30-something years ago.
Yeah.
Please.
You Don't Look Your Age is on sale now.